Good afternoon, dear students. Welcome to another session on Introduction to Data Structures and Algorithms. Today, in Module 3, we are going to discuss about the implementation of stack using linked list. In the previous chapters, we discussed about what is exactly a linked list, how exactly linked list work. Also, we discussed various operations related to linked list. And in today's class, we're going to club both the linked list concepts to implement stacks. Okay. So, as you know, the linked list implementation of stack involves dynamic memory allocation. You are very clear that linked list is nothing but it's a dynamic memory allocation. So it is having lot of advantages, and it saves the space, and of course this dynamic memory allocation generally it is taken care at runtime. It is done at runtime, and of course since we are using dynamic memory allocation, so we can save lot of memory. So whatever the memory it is required, only so much memory is allocated, and your stack or your memory management becomes highly efficient. So that is the advantage of implementing stacks over linked lists, using linked list. Okay, as you are aware, we are having a push operation, pop operation, and display operation. Of course, what are we do in push operation? First thing is we are going to reserve the memory space for the element that is need to be pushed. Then store the pushed element, that is insert the value into the new location and link this new node to the existing stack, and finally update the stack pointer, that is top. So the top pointer you have to update. So these are the four steps that you have to do. First, create the memory for the stack node, then insert the value, maybe 20 is the inserted value, and link this to the new linked list. So there is already a linked list. So for this linked list, that is you just link this, and what happens, and update the top pointer. So since this is linked, the top pointer which was pointing earlier to this, now it is going to point to this. So top pointer is going to point to the first node. So anyhow, that we'll see. Of course, the same things are written in algorithm. So you have a stack, you have the element, you have the next, and you have the value. Okay. Now you start, and with the PTR you are going to create the memory allocation for the newly allocated node. And once it is done, the value, whatever it is, the value supplied, you store it in PTR element. Then what do you do? PTR of next is equal to top. You insert this newly created node to the top and make the PTR as the topmost element. So this is the logic. And of course, if you look at the programmatic way, in a push function, you are supplied a value, and once this value is supplied, so it is stored into a local variable value. This value you have to store. Now, what are you going to do? Once you create PTR is equal to struct node malloc struct node. So a node is created. And of course there is always already there is a linked list already available. So linked list is already available. Just imagine it is a stack linked list. So it is connecting to null. Okay, it is available. So already there is a linked list available. So what you are trying to do, you are trying to create a PTR, and your top pointer is pointing here. The top pointer is pointing here. Okay, it is pointing because it is the topmost element. Top is pointing here. Now, after this, PTR is created, memory is allocated. The value, say for example 35. So 35 is the value that I have passed. So 35 will go here and store. 35 will be stored. Next, what here it is stored? PTR of next is equal to top. PTR of next is this point, this pointer. This it is connected to the top. Top means the where top is pointing. And now top is equal to PTR. So you move this top, you move this top to the PTR. So it is not connecting now. Top is moved to this. So top is going to move this. So this is the code, how exactly it works. So let us see this implementation one by one. Initially, you have a struct node. So as soon as you create a data and node, what happens? Data and next pointers are created. Now, initially what happens? Top is pointing to null. Top is pointing to null. Yes, this is the initial stage. Initial stage, top is equal to null. And you have the data structure which can hold the data, and the next pointer is null. Now, in this case, what you are doing, you are calling push function for the first time. So what happens? Memory is allocated. Memory is allocated and it is called PTR. You observe here, it is called PTR. The same PTR is available here and memory is allocated. You have the data part, you have the link part, data part and link part. It is there. Next, what you are doing next step? Pointer data is equal to value. Value whichever that is 40 you have supplied, that will go to store in the value part. Yes, it is stored. Next, PTR of next is equal to top. Top is now pointing to null. Now what it will do? It will point to the PTR of next. So this PTR of next becomes wherever the top is pointing, that is, it is also null. It becomes null. Now next, pointer is equal to, that is top is equal to PTR. So automatically top is pointing to. So now there is only one element in the linked list, that is stack. Now next, another value, another time you call the push function, you pass 30, value 30. Once you pass value 30, so what happens? Memory is allocated, and in the next line, what happens? PTR of data is equal to value, that is 30 is stored. Yes, it is stored. Next, PTR of next is equal to top. PTR of next, this pointer, this place. So is equal to top. Top means where top is pointing. So top is pointing to the 40. Yes, it is pointed. Now in the next line, what is happening? Top is equal to PTR. So wherever the new pointer is created, there the top gets moved. Yes, it is moved. So this is a insertion. Now pop operation. I think you know very well, pop operation is to remove element from the stack. Okay, the pop operation under the linked list implementation involves 4 steps. First one, checking whether the stack is empty or not. How do you check whether the stack is empty? Very simple. You check the top value, whether top is equal to null. So if it is equal to null, so it is understood that, oh, there is no element. There is no element. So you can display underflow condition, underflow condition, underflow condition. You can certainly use underflow condition. So that is top. If top is empty, top is equal to null, then you can display underflow condition. Next, if it is not null, what do? Retrieve the element that is topmost element. Where exactly top is pointing, that element you retrieve, and you tell the user that I am going to pop out this particular top element. Yes. Now, after you display the top element, what happens? Top pointer, you move to the next cell. You move to the next cell. Update the stack of the that is pointer, top pointer. This stack pointer, which is nothing but top pointer. And finally, you can return the deleting element. Deleting element is nothing but popped value. So the same thing is written as a algorithm. You see, start, if top is equal to null, then go to step 3. Step 3, what you are doing, you are just displaying the message, stack is empty, and exit. If it is empty, you cannot do, there is underflow condition, you cannot do anything. So you can just exit. If not, what do? You store the top element in the variable called temp, because the top element has to be returned back to the function calling method, and of course move the top to the top of next. So finally you return this top value, and as you pop out, what happens? The deleting element is returned to the function, main function, and the element is removed from the stack. So the same it is written as a program function. You can see, if top is equal to null, it just display the message, stack is empty, return null. If it is not null, so then what you do, the topmost element you store it in a variable called temp, move the top to the next cell, and return this temp. So that is what it is doing. So this is the case in our previously taken example. So we have two elements in the stack, 30 and 40. Top is pointing to 30. Now, according to our program, you are checking if top is equal to null. No, top is not equal to null. So it comes to the else part. What are you doing in else part? It's very simple. You are storing the top data into a temporary variable. So 30 you are storing, and in the next step, top is equal to top of next. Top is moving to the next element. As top moves to the next element, what happens? The element gets deleted from the memory. It gets deleted from the memory, and you are going to finally return the topmost element, that is deleting element 30 is returned to the user, and you are going to display. Next, again, if user calls pop function again, what happens? You are checking whether top is equal to null. If top is equal to null, so what happens? In this case, top is not null. So what it will do? It will come to the else part. Temp is equal to top of data. Top of data is stored in a temporary variable. Yes, it is displayed to the user. 40 is going to be deleted. Okay. And next, what is that you are doing? Top is equal to top of next. Top is equal to top of next. What happens? Top of next is what? Null. So what happens? Top moves to the null. As top moves to the null, what happens? The element, whatever the element it is there, it is going to be deleted, and you are going to return. Now top is pointing to null. Now since top is equal to null, you display a message stack is empty. So for the third time, if the user calls pop function and top is equal to null, so what happens? It is going to display the user this message. The stack is empty and underflow condition. So this is the program implementation of how you can implement push and pop. The same thing, we can write it in a program. So I wanted to write in a menu driven program. So what I have done, observe here. So I have created, I have included header files, required header files. I have created a structure node and have made top is equal to null. So that is the initial condition. I have declared three methods, push, pop and display. Display to display the contents of the linked list, starting from top to the null value, all the elements. Now, after this, you take two variables, num1 and num2 and choice. Clear the screen and display the menu. Before that, you are creating a while loop, infinite while loop, for continuously asking the user the options and displaying the menu. So 1 for push, 2 for pop, 3 for display and 4 for exit, or anything other than 1, 2, 3 is exit. Enter the user choice. User will enter the choice. Based on the choice, you are going to switch. In case 1, what you are trying to do, you are taking the element to be pushed, that is num1, and you call the push function. Same way, if case is equal to 2, then you are supposed to call pop function. Before calling the pop function, you check whether top is equal to null. If top is equal to null, then you display a message, stack is empty, and you break. Don't call the function at all. And if it is not null, top is not null, then you call the function pop and you send it to call the function pop, and whatever the value that the pop function returns, that you just display. This is the number that is going to be popped out from the linked list, and you break. If user enters 3, then you call the display function and break it. Anything other than 1, 2, 3, you return from the main function. Return from the main function is nothing but exit from the main function. So that's the end of the switch, end of while, end of main function. So this is the thing. Now push I have already explained. So you create a pointer, memory allocation, store the value into the data, and next a pointer of next you make it as top, and top is equal to ptr, and finally you return. And for pop function, very simple. If you check whether top is equal to null, if top is equal to null, you display a message, stack is empty, underflow condition, and if it is temp, if it is not null, then what you do is certainly store the topmost element in the temp, move the top to the next cell and return temp. So temp is the topmost element. In case of display, you create a temp that is equal to null, and you start the temp from null. You start the TMP from top, and you check whether top is equal to null. If top is equal to null, there is no element to be displayed. You can just display the message, stack is empty, and you can return. If not, okay, you create a while loop while until temp is not equal to null. So what you are doing, you are keep on displaying the temp data, and temp, I think you know, you are starting temp from the top position, and it will go up to null. It will go up to null. So what happens? It will keep on looping, and every time it is displaying the value. Every time it is displaying the value. So it is how it is displayed. And finally, just for the user sake, you display null once it reaches the null value. Yes. So this is the program. Now, this program, let us execute. Okay, I just Turbo C will execute. Yeah, inside Turbo C, we will execute this program. Yes. Look at here. I just open the program. So it is there in bin, that is a stack linked list. Okay, this is the program that I have already typed in and kept it ready. So you can certainly, and all the programs, whatever I am demonstrating in every class, I am putting that program link in the what do you call the YouTube channel. I think you know YouTube channel. You just go to Satish KVR. This is my YouTube channel. If you go to that YouTube channel, so you will get all the videos. If you see yesterday, whatever the video that I have placed, so the program, this yesterday's program, it is I have given in the description box. This is the program. You can certainly open this program, and of course you can certainly view this program. So you just click there, you can see that program. So the same program I have explained. Stack array yesterday I have explained. The same program is available. You can also copy it into Turbo C and you can start working. So it is just like this. And every day I videos. Every day I am placing these videos. You can certainly view these videos, and of course, if you are not able to understand anything, you can certainly view videos. Even in my website, you can certainly go. So site.google.com Satish KVR. You just go there and click on the data structure. Go to class videos. It is available. So every day's class videos are available. So you can certainly understand, and you just click. Suppose I want to work on double linked list and its operations, and how to delete a searching element. You just click there, and of course in the description box, which is okay, just close it. In the description box, I have given the link of this particular program. Link of this particular program, you can certainly use it. And meanwhile, every day's class video is I'll be posting in class videos. Only use it. Don't give it to any other college. You use it. You learn very well. You understand. You see the videos two times, 3 times, 4 times. So, and get to know. If you still have any doubts, you are free to talk to me through WhatsApp, or you can call me. I'll be happy to assist you. Now let us go back to our code. So I'm sorry. So code. So I think yeah, this is the code, and as soon as I start executing this code, so I'll get option menu, one for pushing the element. I just give 23, and now let us see whether 23, yes, 23 is the only element I have. Next I push and I enter 40. So, and you just check, yes, 40 is inserted on the top and 23 is moved to inside. Next I'll push one more element, 30. Yes, and I see 30 is pushed. So of course, now if I pop it, 30 is the element that is coming out. You can see the 30 is popped out. You can see same thing. Now if I popped out 2, 40 is popped out. Same way, if I press 2, 23 is popped out. Now if you see, stack is empty. Stack is empty, and if you are trying to display, or if you are trying to pop it, the element, so it is displaying stack is empty and it is under flow condition. So whenever I use linked list implementation of stack, there is no condition, there is no component of overflow, because memory is the limit. So in memory, I think you can store. My laptop has 16 GB, I think almost 16 million nodes I can create. 16 million in the sense 16 into 10 lakhs. It is 1 crore 60,000 nodes I can create in the memory. So that is the limit. So I think I never, if I create such a big stack also, I'll never able to complete it over my lifetime. Such a huge memory I have. So that's why push do not have a overflow condition with respect to linked list implementation. And anything other than 1, 2, 3 is exit. And of course, you can see. So that is the program implementation. In the next class, we'll be working on various problems that we can solve on stack. We'll work on problem solving using stack. And that's all for today's class. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And all the class recordings are available in this particular website. Thank you. Please type in your USN in the chat box for the attendance.